day. Good day to everyone. I am Christian Paes Parinas, the assigned leader of Group 2. And our topic given by our Prof. JP Cortero, our topic is the contemporary global governance. First, we want to discuss all of you together with my members the topics such as defining global governance, what is the global governance, the contemporary global governance, what is contemporary global governance example, what is the main purpose of global governance, what is the most important principle of global governance, the future of global governance, how can a country participate in global governance. Here we are. How would you define global governance? Global governance refers to institutions that coordinate the behavior of transitional actors, facilitate cooperation, resolve disputes, and alleviate collective action problems. Global governance broadly entails making, monitoring, and enforcing rules. Global governance is a means to manage issues that cut across international borders, whether it is a pandemic, a financial crisis, climate change, or a geo-economic dispute. Global governance, as its name implies, is the way in which global affairs are managed. As there is no global government, global governance typically involves a range of actors including states as well as regional and international organizations. Global governance thus aid, aids in working through the myriad of issues within the international system.
What is global governance? Global governance brings together diverse actors to coordinate collective action at the level of the planet. The goal of global governance, truly defined, is to provide global public goods like food, fuels, machines, particularly peace and security, justice and mediation system for conflict. Functioning markets where farmers sell and import or export their product and unified standard for trade and industry. Global governance plays an important role to us people because global governance broadly entails making, monitoring, and enforcing rules. Global governance centralizes and organizes people in a country.
The contemporary global governance. Global governance is a purposeful order that emerged from institutions, processes, norms, formal agreements, and informal mechanisms that regulate action for a common good. Global governance encompasses activity at the international, regional, and regional levels, and refers to activities in the public and private sectors that transcend national boundaries. Global governance brings together diverse actors to coordinate collective action at the level of the planet. The goal of global governance, roughly defined, is to provide global public goods, particularly peace and security, justice and functioning markets, and unified standards for trade and industry.
Everyone, I'm Abdul William P. Let's discuss our contemporary global governance example. Germany is one of the world's most globalized countries. Its properties depends largely on international trade and investment. A globalized world needs global governance. Global governance is continuous process of balancing different interests and initiating cooperative action. The basis for this is the coordination of national police and identification of shared norms and rules. Let's proceed our example of contemporary global governance. Example, include financial market regulation through the bank or international settlements and the guidelines for multinational enterprises set by Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. That's all. Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is Shane Tindasa and I assigned to discuss what is the main purpose of global governance. The goal of global governance, roughly defined, to provide global, public and particularly peace and security, justice and mediation system for conflict, functioning markets and unified standards for trade and industry.
Good day everyone, my name is Mark Joshua Caranza. The most important principle of global governance. 5 principles are critical to building the reforms of global governance and global rules. 1. Common but differentiated responsibilities and respective capacities. This principle calls for recognizing differences among countries in terms of their contribution and historical responsibilities in generating common problems, as well as divergences in financial and technical capacities in order to address shared challenges. This principle also acknowledges the diversity of national circumstances and policy approaches, the diversity which should be embedded in the architecture of global governance as an intrinsic feature of the global community, not as an exception to general rules.
My name is Lander Jan Antolin. The second most important principles of global governance, subsidiarity. Issue ought to be addressed at the lowest level capable of addressing them. This principle implies that some problems can be handled well, efficiently at local, national, sub-regional, and regional levels, reducing the number of issues that need to be tackled in the international and supranational level. Subsidiarity suggests an important role, regional cooperation in addressing issue mutual concern.
Hi guys, my name is Jiro Palmones and I am here to explain one of the 5 principles of global governance. Inclusiveness, transparency, and accountability. Global governance institutions need to be representative and accountable to the entire global community, while decision-making procedures need to be democratic, inclusive, and transparent. Robust governance implies mutual accountability, measured by transparent and credible mechanisms and processes to ensure that agreed commitment and duties are fulfilled. Sinasabi dito ng kanilang institusyon daw ang namamahala sa mga nangyayari sa kanilang komunidad. Pinag-isipan din nila ng maigi ang mga bawat desisyon upang lahat sila ay magkasundo sa kanilang mga gagawin. Pinapalakas nila ang kanilang institusyon sa pamamagitan ng kanilang ginagawang mekanismo o proseso. Dahil lahat sila ay may pananagutan sa lahat ng mga posibleng mangyayari.
On the global rules, we need a careful process and assessment with other countries so that the outcome of our exchange will be good. So that we can show good action and not break or lose our connection with other countries. Instead, we can help each other. Enhanced coherence is also needed between the international and national spheres of policymaking. This also requires improved coordination among various stakeholders and enhanced information sharing. Even though the outcome of the exchange is good, we still need to communicate with other countries to make policy. We also need the information and coordination of the stakeholders.
Responsible sovereignty. This principle recognizes that policy cooperation is the best way to achieve national interest in the global public domain. It also requires governments and states to be fully respectful of the sovereignty of other nations so to fulfill agreed policies outcomes. Ang responsableng soberanya ay tinutukoy bilang bilang isang prinsipyo na kinakailangan ng isang estado upang maprotektahan hindi lamang ang kanilang mga sariling mga tao, ngunit upang makipagtulungan sa mga karatig bansa upang maprotektahan ang mga pangdaigdigang mapagkukunan at matugunan ang mga banta sa mga transnasyonal, pagpapalawak ang mga nais ng mga bansa upang masuportahan ang pangangailangan ng kanilang mga mamamayan at ng sariling bansa.
The future of global governance will be mainly shaped by the following 5 factors: individual empowerment, increasing awareness of human security, institutional complexity, international power of worship, and liberal world political paradigm. Dito po pumapasok ang nuclear sa bagong teknolohiya ng ating future governance. Maraming hukbong pangsandata na automatic na nagkakaroon.
We argue that the democratization of global governance will ultimately depend upon the creation of an appropriate public sphere that connects decision-making process with transnational constituency. And the emergence of such a public sphere would require more transparency in international organization as well. As an institutional settings in which policymakers respond to stakeholder concerns. Example po dito, sa tulong ng bagong teknolohiya, mas nagkakaroon ng koneksyon ang bawat bansa at kasabay nito ang pagkakaroon ng kooperasyon o partisipasyon ng bawat bansa sa global governance. That's peace out. Peace!
United Nations. The United Nations is an intergovernmental organization whose stated purposes are to maintain international peace and security, develop friendly relations among nations, achieve international cooperation, and be center for harmonizing the actions of nations. International organizations. An institutional agreement between members of an international system in order to achieve objectives according to systemic conditions, reflecting attributes, aspirations, and concerns of its members. Notable examples include the United Nations, Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe, Council of Europe, International Labour Organization, and International Police Organization. Types of international organizations: intergovernmental organizations, IGOs, international non-governmental organizations, NGOs, and multinational enterprises. Role of international organizations: carry out actions that enjoy legitimacy and affect the legitimacy of the state activity. Participate as independent and neutral actors on global stage. Can take decisions that bind on member states through predictable mechanism and pursuing their interests. Multinational enterprises. A multinational corporation, MNC, or worldwide enterprise is a corporate organization that owns or controls production of goods or services in at least one country other than its home country. 6 principal organs of the UN or United Nations. First, General Assembly, the Security Council, the Economic and Social Council, the Trusteeship Council, the International Court of Justice, the Secretariat.
Intergovernmental organizations, IGOs, and regional alliances, associations of Southeast Asian nations, or ASEAN, European Union, African Union, African Development Bank, Asian Development Bank, Interpol, Islamic Development Bank, North Atlantic Treaty Organizations. Types of NGOs. A number of NGO variations exist, including BINGO, Business Friendly International NGO, ENGO, Environmental NGO, GONGO, Government Organized Non-Governmental Organization, INGO, International NGO, QUANGO, Quasi-Autonomous NGO, BONGGO, Senator. Non-government organizations. IBON Foundations, Philippine Center for Investigative Journalism, Child Hope Asia, Habitat for Humanity Philippines or HFHP, Pro-Life Philippines, Philippine Red Cross, Haribon Foundation, Society the Conservation of Philippine Wetlands.